Hi everybody, welcome to another World War Doh video. I hope you're all doing very well. Today we're doing something slightly different, just for beginners. I'm going to be running through some cards that we should be upgrading early on in our progress through the game, and also give you a tip on a good beginner's deck that should work. So yeah, we've got a new club obviously, so I've got a lot of new members in there, so a lot of people have been asking me perhaps to give some hints and advice on how to start out and what cards they should be upgrading. So I've created a couple of decks here just to show you the cards that I would advise to upgrade first and foremost, and I'm going to run through them very quickly. So at the start, this is the first artifact you get. It is the teleport card, and it's only 1 Doh, so it's really cheap and it's really effective. So you're going to be able to place your commander anywhere in the map. It's going to be very helpful if you need to get in there to get some tower damage, or the second part of it actually pushes the enemies back with a portal. So if you've got a big push coming on your tower, you can push that back. So I would certainly suggest that that's one card that you unlock through the artifacts. Secondly is the caveman. Now for this card, it's only 2 Doh, and it does super damage, and it's a tank as well. You know, it's really powerful. So as you can see, I've not took my own advice, and it's only at level 7, but it is a really good card, and you see it right throughout the game. It's not just a card that you see at the start, it's a card you see on top ladder as well. So I would advise that that's another a good staple to put in your deck. Shutdown is a spell, and it will disable towers and buildings for a duration of time. Now I have mine at level 12, and it disables for 13.5 seconds. Now I'll also run the lab coat skin as well, so that gives an extra couple of seconds into that, which is really helpful. You know, so it prevents the commander from healing up or raging up. So I got a lot of my wins actually from shutting down a heal tower and going after the commander, so it's a very useful card too. The next one is Buck, which is one of the first cards you get in the game. As you can see, I've only got mine at level 4 because I keep donating it and I never really use it, but that doesn't mean to say it's not good. It is very useful, and the thing about Buck is it shoots air as well, which is important in this game because there's not many cards that actually do shoot air. So yeah, it's a really useful card as well. And then Major Fire, which I love. I get a lot of success with this card. It does insane damage up close. It can take out swarms like a bunch of piranhas. You want to make sure that you protect your Major Fire if it's going into the tower, because if you get your commander tanking and your Major Fire just behind, it can just melt a tower within seconds. So that's a good one as well. Snipe is another spell. So yeah, you can basically just snipe opposing troop. Now this works on the likes of Major Fire, the likes of Buck. I don't think it takes out Dan unless it's Caveman unless it's over leveled, and in fact I don't think it takes out Dan unless your snipe's over leveled, but it can actually take out Cybuck at same level, so it's quite powerful. So if you've got you're having trouble with Mad Scientist, Witch, Van Gun, anything like that, so that's a really good card, and I would suggest you upgrade it near the start of your journey. The next one is Yetlings. They used to be really oppressive in this game. I still think they're really good and worth investing in. They basically freeze the enemies, and whenever frozen, the enemies take double damage as well. So they're basically the kamikaze kind of units. They just go to the nearest opponent's card and they freeze them, and they actually do damage as well. So yeah, the three of them at a similar level can take out a witch, which saves you need to spend any more dough. So yeah, I would definitely recommend Yetlings in a deck as well. The last one, is one you might find surprising for me because it's the card that I find most annoying in the game. It's Repairman Dan. Now, all these cards, I just want you to be aware, don't put them in this deck specifically. I'm going to show you a deck in a minute because it probably doesn't synergise well. You want to make sure that your deck synergises, and I'll talk about that in a minute. However, these are just cards that I feel that will be good throughout your journey in World War Doh. However, Dan is I find him a very defensive card, which isn't really my style. So he repairs towers and buildings. So if you're getting bombarded with airstrikes, magic missiles, cyborgs perhaps onto your tower, then Repairman Dan, put him down beside your towers, and he'll just heal them right back up. And he's quite tanky as well, as you can see by his health there, 4,287. Very, very useful in that respect. So after he's finished repairing, he actually becomes a troop as well. He doesn't do major damage, and he's not that threatening, but he does need dealing with because of his health, you know. So he's a very good card in that respect. And the fact that these cards mostly are all commons means they're easier to upgrade. So you can request 30 of them. I think in early levels you can only request 10 and then 20 as you go up, but you get through them quite quickly as you progress. So yeah, that's sort of the cards that I would tend to focus on early in your journey. I'm going to show you a deck that you can use using those cards. Well, most of them anyway. So what we didn't have in the first one was an actual win condition. So when I say win condition, I mean a card that's going to put a threat onto towers. And in this one, I know Rex is one that you get very early on in the game. So Rex, if you're running Rex, I would definitely suggest you either run Safety Dome or Antifreeze. Antifreeze is probably a better option in my opinion, because you're wanting to ensure that you protect the Rex. So if the Rex gets frozen from like Yetlins, Mad Scientist, Mammoth, any freezing mechanic like Yeti, then you can put Antifreeze on it to keep it in its normal form. The other thing when playing Rex is you want to protect it, so you want to place it at the back, and you want to do it after your opponent spent a lot of dough or your opponent has used its rage maneuver. That's why I was saying Safety Dome is also a good one as well, because it protects the Rex egg, because it starts in an egg form and then hatches. If you get it to a full-size Rex, then it is very oppressive for your opponent to deal with. But as I say, win conditions can be interchangeable in this deck. I would recommend, obviously, Cyborg might work in it. I don't know, but I haven't tried it. But maybe Zeppelin would be good in there as well, or Killbot. Anything that's going to be an immediate threat onto the opponent. And somebody was asking me actually in Clan, Weird Wonder was asking, could he run Caveman, Buck and Major Fire in the same deck? I say absolutely yes. They're all staples. They're never probably going to go away from being good cards in the game. So that's the sense that I said that you should really upgrade them early on in your journey, because they're always going to be pretty viable in the game. Now, for defense in this deck, you've got obviously Antifreeze, as I said. You've also got Portal, where you can push enemies away. Snipe is very, very useful, and I would say that that's one of the cards I would recommend upgrading very, very soon in your journey. Now, for defense, as I said, we've got heavy hitting cards like Zeppelin, Mammoth, Killbot, Yeti. Now, Repairman Dan's not going to do much against them. He's more for repairing your towers and buildings. So you might want to change out Repairman Dan for the likes of Troop Trap or Disco Ray, or perhaps Person Eating Plant once you unlock them, because that'll be able to trap the opponent's heavy unit, and then you can kill it. So yeah, that's an option as well. So Repairman Dan might be interchangeable with the likes of Disco Ray or something like that. So yeah, I hope that what I've given you has been helpful. You want to make sure your deck's synergizing as well, and what I mean by synergizing is you're not wanting to have an average duel cost of like 4.5 or something ridiculous like that, because you're not going to be able to cycle back to the cards that you need and want at the time. So you want to try and make sure your duel cost is usable. So I don't like running anything over maybe like 3.1, but I mean, there is heavier decks out there that have got great success. I'm not going to say that's not the case, but you want to make sure that you fit your play style as well. So if you're quite a methodical defensive player, then the likes of Repairman Dan, Inhumane Cannonball, Spell Cycle, things like that, where you're keeping your commander mainly at the back and defending and launching sort of counter attack maneuvers, then the cards are all great. If you like a more attacking style, then obviously you've got the likes of Zeppelin, Cyborg, things like that, you know, that's going to go right after the commander and the enemy towers as soon as possible. I mean, that's the way I like to play the game, as you know. If you've watched my videos, then I always use my commander to the fullest ability. I want to make sure the commander's out there doing as much damage as possible. So yeah, and we'll just go to the deck that I run, because when I'm talking about synergy, this is what I mean. I think this deck synergizes to the best I can possibly get it with the cards that I have leveled. So yeah, obviously that's my win condition sidewalk. A lot of people don't see it as a win condition. I do, however, and I do have success with it. I've got antifreeze in there in case my major, my witch, or my sidewalk gets frozen, and then I can just unfreeze it. Shut down, obviously, as I spoke about, shuts down enemy towers, which is fantastic, especially whenever the commander's low in health. Then I can just place a cyborg or a major on top of the commander and then get a quick win, you know. Disco Ray is a great card. I don't know how early you'll unlock that. It has been increased from 3 to 4 Doh, but it is very useful in taking out large units like Killbot, like Mammoth, also even Witch. I know it's a negative Doh trade, but it is useful to not to incur the curse. Overclock is a fantastic card. I can't recommend this card enough. It will reduce the cooldown in your towers, so you can keep that going, get your rage and heal quicker. Witch needs dealt with all the time. It's a legendary card, might not be that easy to upgrade. As you can see, mine is only level 3 at the moment, but the curse damage for the Witch does insane power onto your opponent, so it's very, very useful in that respect, because it needs an immediate response, really. And obviously Major Fire and Teleport that I've spoke about already, you know, everything fits well in that deck. I know you're probably looking at this and saying that there's no air hitting card, and that's why I use my commander so much, and I've got Disco Ray as well for Zeppelin. You know, I like to use my commander to make sure that I'm taking out the likes of bees and things like that as well. So yeah, I hope that what I've given you has been helpful, guys. As I say, this deck is more maybe as you progress through the game. For me, getting Cybok to a max level, basically I used all my donations and all my gold in buying Cybok in the shop when it appeared. Hence the reason why a lot of my other cards are pretty low. So yeah, I mean, it depends on your playstyle, but the main thing is have fun with the game. You know, if you're going to be investing time playing it, you want to be having fun doing it. So use the cards that you enjoy. This is only an idea of what cards are going to be viable throughout the game, but please use the cards that you enjoy. So if you love playing Killbot, by all means spend time and invest in it and get it to a high level, because you're going to have more fun when it's a higher level. But if you enjoy playing something else like Zeppelin, then do the same with that, you know. So it's important that you play the cards and make decks. I mean, this game is so diverse, and the combos you can pull off is amazing compared to other card-based games. So to me, I don't believe there is a meta at the moment, and I don't believe there's any pros in the game at the moment either. I just believe that there's a lot of fun things you can do in it. There's a lot of really good players. I'm not going to say there's not, but the thing is, I think that the way you can make a deck up in this game means that you're always going to have a chance if you have it at a high enough level and you've got an idea of what you're doing with it. So practice with the deck, make sure that you know what you're doing with it, have a game plan when you're going into matches, and most of all, just have fun playing the game, because if you're having fun playing the game, then you're going to enjoy it all the more, you know. So yeah, something a bit different today. I hope you don't mind my rambling on. It was just that it's been a request from a few of my club mates in Insane Cascade to do a video like this to help out some of the newer players. So I hope that this has helped somebody in some way. I know a lot of the seasoned players are probably not going to watch this or not going to be too interested in what I've got to say, but I hope that it can bring some new players to the game and help those that's just started. So yeah, that's going to do it for today's video, guys. I'll be back soon with the Gaggio tournament. I'm playing Isitaz in that, so yeah, I'll be coming along soon with that video. So I'll leave it for now, and as always, take care.